With the ongoing Italian event, we have 3 new ships, 1 returning carrier, and a truckload of salt, coming from HMS Bias and people who can't get the event limited ships. Hello and welcome. This is Neldrin, and today, let's discuss the virtual tower event. But before that, if you haven't subscribed yet, here's the sign you are looking for to hit the subscribe button. Virtual Tower is currently ongoing and will be until April 6. For beginners, my advice is to build on the event construction pool and have a chance to get the SSR carriers. They offer huge advantages from early to late game stages. More details about them later. For experienced players, as always, here are the event reminders, and which are good to buy in the event shop. The following are the notable drops in each map. For collection or fleet tech, Gloucester is hard to get from construction, so you may want to farm her here. You can also farm for Admiral Hipper, as it is rare to get her from construction or metal exchange. Other than that, there is no good non-event ship or equipment to farm. So SP4 will be the best map to farm, as it has a chance to drop Pompeo Magno and have the highest point rewards. For our ship review, first we have Impero. Well, of course, that's another impressive cosplay from Juju-sama. Her stats are top-notch. Once you fully limit break her, she can equip dive bombers in her first slot. Her red skill will increase her already high aviation stats, making her one of the top carriers in this category. Additionally, this will launch in special airstrike based on the equipped aircraft on her first slot. Lastly, there are additional effects depending on the equipped gear in the said slot. Her yellow skill will passively increase her damage dealt. In addition, she can either heal an ally's main fleet or herself depending on her remaining HP. Overall, Impero is designed to supplement Aquila's weaknesses when using a double fighter setup. And I think she is also designed as a band-aid solution to stage 14 issue, where your main fleet will take some considerable damage. To recap, Aquila's double fighter setup will heal and shield her allies in exchange for surface damage. Impero can have double dive bomber setup, which will cover Aquila's lack on surface damage. And don't forget that she has increased aviation stat and increased damage, which will make her a formidable force to reckon with. You want to equip a dive bomber on her first slot, as it gives better damage for her special air strike. Using a fighter plane is conditional, and there is a specific plane you want to equip for a specific situation. Next is Pompeo Magno. Her base stats have high HP, speed and accuracy. Among the Italian destroyers, she's the only one with high HP stat. Her yellow skill lets her spawn a special summon which burns the enemies and decreases their accuracy. Her red skill will increase her firepower and torpedo stat based on the number of enemy fleet sunk. This will also increase her torpedo damage at point-blank range. The way I see her design, Pompeo Magno is best suited for manual play. Her high HP and speed complements her need to position herself at point-blank range to the enemy. This will fully utilize her torpedo damage. Because most of us play in auto mode, I think that her power level will be much lower, as there is nothing that will complement her autoplay. One weird thing about her design is that her torpedo stat is mid. I'm already considering the full stack of buffs from her red skill. So even utilizing her supposed playstyle, there are better options than her. So overall, I may not recommend using her. I might be missing something, or maybe there is an oversight. If you think she's better than what I think, then let me know in the comments section what I miss.
Okay, next. This is very yummy.
Trieste is another great ship design for the Trento class. At first glance, I thought she was from Sword Art Online, or one of Rato's harem. Given that she's an elite rarity, her low base stat is expected. But what surprised me the most is that she's one of the few heavy cruisers with light armor. Her blue skill will reduce damage taken from AP ammo. And this will either heal her, if she's the tank in your fleet, or she will add extra tankiness to your frontmost ship if she's placed on a different slot. Her yellow skill is similar to Sendai's retrofit skill. This can also be useful on stage 14. Trieste stat is expected to be not competitive, given on her rarity. Her blue skill can be a good combo with Helena Meta, as it further adds tankiness to the frontmost ship. However, because her skill set is only useful in a few situations, I don't recommend using her, especially for later stages. As mentioned, her flares are useful on stage 14. But you are sacrificing one slot just to include a utility that can be picked up on the said stage. Your overall fleet performance will be weak, as she has low offensive stat and no offensive skill. And her defense is against AP ammo, which does not cover the weakness of her armor type. So in short,
Yay! You are crap! Yay!
But on a positive note, her loading screen together with Pompeo Magno is
Yummy, 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 yummy.
Lastly, our returning HMS carrier, Formidable. She's one of my favorite ships, as she resembles my second favorite from the quintuplets. And of course,
Okay.
similar to Impero, she can equip Dive Bomber on her first slot, once you fully limit break her. She's also used to be one of the top 5 carriers, before the power creeping started for the said hull type. Her base stat is still competitive. Her red skill increases her aviation stat. Additionally, when equipped with her signature plane, she will have additional benefits. Mainly the additional airstrike with flooding damage. Her yellow skill. Technically she will
Stop!
the enemy movement for a short amount of time. Her blue skill will reduce incoming damage for her and for her allies in the back line. Formidable surface damage is strong given that she can equip a dive bomber and double torpedo bombers. She is a flexible ship that can be used in either mob or boss fleet. With the introduction of Wyvern, you can disregard her red skill, as the difference between the Wyvern and her signature plane is night and day. When using in the boss fleet, you want to use the aviation fuel to have better chances of hitting your converging torpedoes. Because the duration of her slow is short, compared to the time required for the torpedoes to hit their target. Overall, Formidable is a great ship to have, especially if you don't have the other powerful carriers yet. But to be honest, I think she's in a weird spot right now. Her signature plane holds back her overall performance. Using double Wyvern on mob fleet or double converging torp on boss fleet yields better results than using her signature plane. Even with the additional airstrike, her signature plane cannot compete on the said better setups. And given that the late game content is getting harder and difficult, if she will be kept restricted by her signature gear, then it is sad to say that she will be mediocre as time goes by. Nothing is worse than a carrier that cannot launch an additional airstrike, especially at higher boss difficulty or at later stages where enemies are overwhelming. Before I wrap it up, let's quickly discuss the newly added DD gun. Its stat is close to the current best DD guns. Given that this is an SAP ammo, this is the best gun when against medium armor enemies. Overall usage, it is slightly worse than the top 3 DD guns, and a side grade to the AP DD gun. But to summarize, Virtual Tower Event have 2 good ships. The other 2 are good in niche situations. And the new DD gun is slightly worse than the best DD guns we have, except when against medium armor. I hope that you get the limited edition ships in this event. If I missed something or there are things you wish to share, feel free to comment it down below. And don't forget to subscribe and share this video to support my channel. You guys are awesome, and see you next time.